Yeah, good morning, students. In last classes, we have discussed about first unit of computer networks. In that, so far we have discussed about what is computer network and what are the components in the computer network and what types of computer communications we have: simplex data transmission, multi half duplex data transmission, full duplex data transmission. After that, we have discussed about uh, topologies, discussed about all topologies: mesh topology, bus topology, ring topology, star topology. After that, we discussed about three network models: LAN, MAN, and WAN. Okay. Okay, now we are discussing about OSA reference model. Okay, already we have started OSA reference model. In this OSA reference model, we have 7 layers. All you might aware of that one, 7 layers. Okay, first one is physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. Okay, now we are going to start the OSA reference model. Already I have discussed individually about each layer. The data unit in physical layer we call as bits. The data in data link layer we call it frames. In network layer we call as packets. In transport layer we call as segments. Okay, and I already told you each layer responsibility. Application is responsible for some protocols, transport layer is responsible for something like that. All about all layers we have discussed. Now I will brief about the OSA reference model. Okay, OSA means open system interconnection. It was developed by ISO, International Systems Organization. That is the reason why we call this model as ISO Open System Interconnection Reference Model. Okay, I already told you the open system means the system which is ready to communicate with other systems. That type of system is called as open system. Okay, our reference model tells how the systems are communicated, how the networked systems are communicated. Okay, I will tell you about the model. Yeah, already I told you what is OSA reference model. It is open systems interconnection reference model. It deals with the open systems. Already told you open system is the system is open for communication, it is ready for communication. Okay, this is having 7 layers. Okay, I already told you this is having 7 layers. Okay, these are the 7 layers we have, which you are the below 3 layers. These are the in red color. These are called as subnet boundary. Just remember about the point. The below 3 layers is called as subnet boundary. I will show you in the diagram why these 3 layers are called as subnet boundary. First one is physical layer. Second one is data link layer. Third one is network layer. These 3 layers are called as communication subnet boundary. Next, fourth layer is called as transport layer, session layer. Sixth one is presentation layer. Seventh one is application layer. Here, see these 2 points. The layers 1 to 4 relate to communications technology. Why? Because the majorly the physical, data link, network, and transport layer deals with the communication. These are deals with the communication. Next, the layers above, that is session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. These 3 layers deals with the users applications. Why? Because the end users mostly communicate with these 3 layers. Okay, the layers 5 to 7, that is application layer, presentation layer, session layer. These three are deals with users application. I already told you about each layer. What is the responsibility of layer, and I will brief you once again. The layer 7 is application layer, where the user will connect to where the user will connect. Okay, at the application layer, the user will connect. Okay, and it is having some protocols like the application is layer is having some protocols like HTTP, file transfer protocol, simple mail transfer protocol, SMTP, etc. Okay, so this layer is responsible for the database access, the file transfers, and it will support some software applications, and it is able to send the emails. It is able to send the emails by using simple mail transfer protocol. By using SMTP, the application layer is able to send the emails. Okay. Next one, the layer 6, the presentation layer. Already I told you the presentation is layer is majorly responsible for compression, encryption, translation, and as well as the syntax and semantics. All the message, the syntax and semantics for the message, and the encryption for the message, and compressing the message, and uh, translating the message. Why? Because the user, the sender and receiver are different parties. The translation between the user, sender and receiver is done here. Okay. Next one, session layer. Here, the session layer is majorly responsible. The session layer is majorly responsible for establishing a end-to-end session. Okay, it is used to establish a session. Okay, after establishing the session, the two stations can transfer the files, and the remote login is the remote login is possible, and everything. Okay, and this is mainly already I told you, this is mainly responsible for dialogue control. Okay, this dialogue control means, suppose several stations are several stations are connected in a single channel. It will give you the this layer will give you the permission. This layer will give the station to permit the messages, permit to transmit the messages. Suppose, let's take an example. For a single channel, 5 stations are connected, A, B, C, D, E. Let us assume A, B, C, D, E. This layer will more if more than one station transmit simultaneously, what happens? There might be a collision. Why? Because all are connected to a single channel. So this session layer will tell you which station has to transmit the data. This is called as dialogue control. It will regulate which side transmit. We have either sides. It will regulate which sides to transmit the data, plus and how long the transmission should be. Okay, that is the time. That is the time how long it might be transmitted. Okay, and it is having also, it will also responsible for token management. It is also responsible for token management. Next one, transport layer. Okay, this transport layer, the data unit in transport layer, we call that one as a segments. Okay, here in transport layer, the long messages are converted to small packets for transmission. Why? Because the sender needs to transmit a long message. It is not possible to transmit the end as a single message. So in the transport layer, these long messages are converted to small packets. These long messages are converted to small packets for the transmission, and this is at the sender side. And the other side, these divided the long message is divided into packets, right? The sender side is called as segmentation is happened at sender side, the reassembling of the packets at the receiver side. Why? Because reassembles the packets in correct order to get the original message. At the sender side, what happens is the long message is divided into some segments. The long messages are divided into some segments. At the receiver side, the resembled means the divided packets, the divided data is needs to be assembled in a correct order, then only we will get the original messages. Okay. And this transport layer at the receiving acknowledge the packet delivery. Okay. Next one, network layer. Here the network layer is responsible for routing, and the network layer is responsible for logical addressing, and it is responsible for routing. And see, the packages raw bits from the physical layer into frames. Here the network layer, see, it manages the addressing, it manages the routing within the subnet. Okay. Here it will deals with the logical addresses, and it will deals with the routing. Okay. This we will discuss about routing tables in the next units. Okay. It is majorly responsible for routing, and it is majorly responsible for logical addressing. And the next one is a data link layer. The data link layer is responsible for converting the raw bits from the physical layer into frames. Let us assume this is happens at the receiver side. The data link layer will gets the data from the network layer at the sender side. Okay. At the receiver side, the data link layer will get the data from physical layer. At the receiver side, the data link layer will get the data from the physical layer. From physical layer, the bits are transmitted to the data link layer, and these bits are converted to frames. The major responsibility of data link layer is framing. The major responsibility of data link layer is framing, and it is also responsible for some error control, flow control, access control. These three are also responsibilities of data link layer. Okay. And also it provides reliable data transmission. It also provides reliable data transmission. Now the last one, physical layer. Okay. Already I told you the physical layer, the data unit at the physical layer is called as bits. It is zeros and ones. Okay. Here the physical layer transmit the bits from one computer to another computer, and I will show you how the physical layer transmit the bits from one computer to another computer. And it will regulate the transmission of a stream of bits over the physical medium. See the second point, regulate the transmission of a stream of bits over the physical medium. Why? Because it must regulate the stream of the data. Why? Because the sender and receiver must be in a synchronized manner. Why? Because the transmission rate of the sender and the transmission rate of the receiver must be synchronized. Otherwise, what happens if the sender sends in a fast manner, the receiver received in a slow manner, what happens? The overflow at the receiver side happens. Okay. In order to cover that one, a sender, the transmission flow must be regulated. Okay. I will show you the diagram of this is the complete diagram of ISO OSI reference model. Okay, see how the this here the host A is the sender, host B is the receiver. See, host A means it is a user. See the diagram, each layers, we have 7 layers at the sender side and 7 layers at the receiver side. Okay, see, according to the OSI reference model, every below layer will provide services to above layer. Every below layer will provide services to above layer. Okay, let us assume the presentation layer is the below layer to the application layer. That means the presentation layer will provide services to application layer. In order to provide service, in order to provide service, the layers needs to be communicated. How these layers needs to be communicated? Every layer is having an interface. See, the application layer and presentation layer is having one interface. This interface is called presentation and application layer interface, that is 6 by 7 interface. Listen carefully, presentation layer and application layer, this is having one interface. This interface is called as presentation layer and application layer interface, that you can easily understand by 6 by 7 interface. Presentation session 5 by 6, that is session and presentation layer interface. Okay, see here the host A, that is user A, connected at application layer. At application layer, see, just listen carefully. This application layer is having some protocols I told you: FTP protocol, SMTP protocol, HTTP protocol, and etc. Okay, by use here the user connects at application layer. Okay, and from the application layer at presentation layer, what happens? This message for this message at presentation layer, the translation, compression, encryption, and semantics and syntaxes all completed at this presentation layer. Okay, in the session layer, what happens? The session is established. In the session layer, the session is established, and next it will move to the transport layer. At transport layer, I told you previously, the long messages are converted. Why? Because the user at a time, it is not possible to send a single message. So the transport layer, the data is divided, the long message is divided into parts. Okay, here the data unit we called as segments. Next, from this transport, I already told you, the transport layer is responsible for, in class so many times I told you, the transport layer is responsible for end to end delivery. The transport layer is responsible for end to end delivery. Next, network layer. The network layer, the data is converted into packets. Here the data is converted into segments. These segments are in network layer converted to packets, and in the network layer, it is responsible for source to destination data delivery. Transport layer is responsible for end-to-end data delivery, and network layer is responsible for source to destination data delivery. I already told you the difference between source to destination data delivery and the end-to-end data delivery. Okay. After that, in the data link layer, packets are converted to frames, and in the physical layer, the frames are converted to bits. See here, see the difference between, this is host A, this is host B. Let us assume source and destination. In between source and destination, we have a transmission medium. Okay, in the transmission medium, the bits are transmitted. The physical layer, data unit name is bits. These bits are converted to signal in the transmission medium, and this is communicated to the receiver. See, then what is these three? This box, see, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. Already I told you this is called as a communication subnet boundary. This box between communication subnet boundary, that means in between source and destination so many intermediate systems are there. See, what happens is, this is physical layer. Already told you, physical layer, after we have transmission medium. After physical layer, what we will have? Transmission medium. Through this transmission medium, see, this is one system and this is one system. See, if it is a destination, it will check. This is the next system. It will physical layer. From this physical layer to this physical layer, the data will be communicated. The data, next it will goes to the data link layer, next it will go to network layer. It will check whether this is the destination. If not, it will come back, comes down, and it will goes to the next physical layer. Next it will goes to the data link layer. Next it will go to network layer. Here it will check. In the network layer, it will check the logical address. After that, if it is the destination, it will moves on. Otherwise, it will comes down. And next, finally, it will goes to the physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, and so on. In this machine, in this particular diagram, host A is the source, host B is the destination. Okay, the physical layer at host A will communicate to the physical layer of next one. If it will check it is the destination. If not, it will go still it will goes to the network layer and comes back. And next one, it will goes to the network layer and comes back. If any systems like that and so on, it will do the same. And finally, this is the destination. So physical layer, data link layer, network layer, the operations which we have done at the sender, the inverse operations has been done at the receiver's end. At the receiver's end, see, this particular one is called as the communication subnet boundary. This is one is the communication subnet boundary. If you get the doubt, sir, what is this? Source and destination, I already so many times I told you, source and destinations are not side by side. It may sometimes at long distances. In between the source and destination, we have so many intermediate systems. These are intermediate systems. These are the intermediate. This is one system, this is one system, and so on. Okay. The protocols between these two are, this is called as application layer, application protocol. This is sender's presentation layer to receiver's presentation layer. It is called as presentation protocol. It is session protocol. It is transport protocol. And this one is from network layer to network layer. It is a network layer host router protocol. And it is a data link layer host router protocol between sender's data link layer and receiver's data link layer. From sender's physical layer to receiver's physical layer, it is a physical layer host router protocol. Okay, I will tell you in 2 minutes how the communication happens uh, clearly. See, what is sender? Host A is the sender. And what is the receiver? Host B is the receiver. And this is the right side one, the name of the unit exchanged. This is APDU. APDU means, that means sender's application layer to receiver's application layer exchanged data unit is APDU. APDU means A application layer, presentation layer, data unit. Application layer, presentation layer, data unit is exchanged between sender's application layer to receiver's application layer. Next, presentation layer. The sender's presentation layer to receiver's presentation layer, the data unit is exchanged is PPDU. Presentation layer, data unit. Next one, session layer. This is session layer, presentation layer, data unit. This is application layer, presentation layer, data unit. This is PADU, a presentation layer, session layer, data unit. This is session layer, presentation layer, data unit. This is TP, transport layer, data unit. Next one, packet. Network layer data unit name is packet. This is called as segment. This is called as packet. And data link layer data unit we called as frame. Physical layer data unit we called as bits. Okay.